I bow to all the seekers of truth. Yesterday, at the very outset, I told you that truth is what it is. If we have not found the truth, we should be humble and honest about it, because truth is for our benevolence, for the benevolence of our city, of our society, of our country, and of the whole universe. This is a very special time you are all born, where people have to get their self-realization. This is the resurrection time as described in the Bible. It's the time of Qiyamah as described by Muhammad Sahib. This is a very special time when Nala, as you know, Nala Damayanti Akhyan, Nala was faced with Kali. He got very angry with Kali and said that you have destroyed my family, you have destroyed my peace, and you put people into Brahm, into illusions. So I better kill you. He challenged Kali that you should be finished forever. Then Kali said, all right, let me tell you my Mahatmyam. Let me tell you why I should be there. If I convince you, then you can stop killing me. But if I do not, you can kill me. So he told that today all those who are seeking the truth, seeking their self-realization, Atma Sakshatkara, those who are going into Giri and Kandaras, into the mountains and in the valleys, searching God all over the world, these people will be born as ordinary householders during Kali Yuga. There will be Brahma, no doubt. People will be in Sab-Brahm. Illusion will be there. And a confusion will be there. That I will create, no doubt. But because of this confusion only, these simple householders will seek the truth. And that's why that is the time they will get their Atma Sakshatkara. It's lots of prophecies have been there in our Shastras about these times. But especially Bhrigu Muni in Nadi Granth has described about these times. If you tally them with the timing of today, it is exactly this time. After the death of Raghavendra Swami, this will happen, and that's what is happening now. For you people, it is very important to understand that Raghavendra Swami was in this area, and he did a lot of work. And now the time has come to complete his work. Also, Raman Maharshi. They didn't know how to explain, so they took to Maunas. People like Gyaneshwara at the age of 23 writing such wonderful things. Like Amrutanubhav is a book, I think the last word on spirituality. They had to get into samadhis at such a young age of 23 years. Because nobody tried to understand. So much of ritualism, so much of conditioning, so much of reading, that nobody wanted to know what they were talking. Everybody thought we know everything. And that's how this kind of a satisfaction that they had. Kabira has said, "Kaise samajhaun sab jagandha?" How am I to explain? The whole world is blind. But this is what we have to achieve in our evolution. This is what we have to jump into. To become the spirit is told by all the scriptures. Not only India, everywhere. If you take Tao, if you take Zen, if you go to the Jewish or to the Christian philosophies or to the Islamic, everywhere it is said that you have to become yourself. You have to have self-knowledge. Of course, anybody said like that, those people who are in charge of religion, at the helm of affairs, making money or creating power out of it, people using religion for power or money. They didn't like it, so they said they are heretics. This is blasphemy. They have no special knowledge. And that's how they have been punishing people, troubling people, torturing them. But the time has come now for all the seekers to get their self-realization, Atma Sakshatkara. Yesterday I told you how it works out through Kundalini awakening. About Kundalini, people have written all kinds of nonsensical things which is not true. I am your mother, I am going to tell you truth. I am not going to tell you something false. Even if you don't like it, let me tell you. Because this is for your benevolence, for your good, for your hita. So when the Kundalini rises, she passes through your different centers, which are subtle centers, and nourishes them, pierces through your fontanelle bone area, and connects you to the all-pervading power about which we do not know. Then from your hands you feel vibrations which are called as Chaitanya Lahari. Adi Shankaracharya has called it Saundarya Lahari. Because you can judge the Saundarya with this. Beautifully he has described. But how much they tortured him? Think of it. Person like Adi Shankaracharya, I don't know what to say. The one who gave such secrets about the mother, such great descriptions. He was tortured for what? What wrong did he do that he should have been tortured? Now we have to stand up with the truth and must say that, Mother, we have to have the truth and nothing else. I told you yesterday that Atma is the reflection of God Almighty in our heart. In these days of scientific conditioning, this is a new type apart from the dharmic. Scientific conditioning in which every scientist thinks that he knows everything. They don't know anything, take it from them. It's absurd. Now you have seen so many scientists coming up and telling you about Saja. They have accepted because they have experimented. I told them that Muladhara chakra, the first chakra, Muladhara, is made of carbon atoms because it is made of Prithvi Tattva. And if you photograph the carbon atom and make a model out of it, and then take photographs, say from left side, you will see the right side, and you will see actually Om written. If you see it from the right side on the left side, you will see a swastika. But if you see from down upward, you will see a cross. There is really, I must tell you, a doctor, Varlikar, he is a very famous doctor. He missed his prize in the Nobel Prize because perhaps he was an Indian. He is the one who experimented with 3-4 other Sahajogi scientists, and they said it is so. It is so. There is such a little knowledge with the scientists because they are seeing things from outside. With Sahaja Yoga, you go from inside. And everybody says the same thing. Because now you see me standing here wearing a white sari and a red border. Everybody knows, everybody feels. I don't have to tell you, you know it. You see it and you say this is so. But once you get your realization, whatever you feel on your hands, is felt by everyone the same. Even if you take 10 children and tie up their eyes, ask them, what is this gentleman suffering from? They don't know if it's a lady or a gentleman eyes are tied. They'll put, supposing, one finger like this. That means his Vishuddhi is bad. You ask the person, have you got throat trouble? How do you know? We know, because this finger is Sri Krishna's finger. Sri Krishna's place. This is the throat trouble. It all relates. Mythology is not all absurd. 90% is absolutely what it was. Of course, there are some absurd things that have walked in. But 90% mythology, so-called mythology, is absolutely there. Now we go to temples, we think this is a temple going is very good and all that. But we don't know what we are doing, what we are praying, whom are we praying, what are these deities, how they work in ourselves, where do they reside within ourselves, what is their job, how to please them. We don't know anything, but you ask these foreigners, they know everything. First of all, they got fed up with Christianity. That's one thing. They just got fed up with all the nonsense they found out. Because very intelligent, you can see. And their conditioning was much less. And they started thinking, after all, we don't know why they do like this. Then they were just ready. At that time, we exported lots of fake gurus. Best export is the fake gurus. Thank God we are saved. We are poor, that's a blessing. So lots of fake gurus went there, made a lot of money. And here also we had lots of them. I mean, we are just good at it, creating lots of fake gurus. And they befooled people one after another, made a lot of money. It's all money oriented. In the beginning it was so difficult for me because they all used to come with big gusto to fight me because I said you can't take money in the name of God. That was too much. How can she say you cannot take money? But now it's better. One by one all of them got nicely exposed and more will be exposed. I don't have to tell you about them, they will be exposed one by one. If there is light, all darkness has to go and everything that is there has to be exposed. So everyone feels the same. There's no quarrel about it because the Spirit is the reflection of God Almighty, is one God who reflects Sadashiva. Sadashiva, who is a witness to the work of the primordial Mother Adishakti, is just witnessing the play, just witnessing. In you, he is witnessing as Atma, but he doesn't come into your attention. He's there. And his attention is only limited because he has not to any way interfere with your freedom. So he keeps to himself, he's just watching. That is the auto. When we say autonomous nervous system, that is the auto. That's the Spirit. Now, is the reflection of one Sadashiva. Naturally, all the reflections have to be the same. Their effects have to be the same. Of course, before realization is the reflection on a stone, we can call it, or on a wall, or maybe on some sort of an opaque thing. After realization, you become reflectors, beautiful reflectors, and it reflects you. And everyone reflects the same thing. So the effect of Atma Sakshatkar is the same on every person. That first he starts feeling this cool breeze in his hands, then out of his fontanel bone area. All of them feel the same way. Then they start feeling these centers and finding out what's wrong. Also, all of them become thoughtlessly aware. First stage, which we call as Nirvichar Samadhi. Instantaneously it works. You may say, Mother, it's very difficult How does it happen? People had to go to Himalayas. All right, doesn't matter. You don't have to. Those days are gone. After all, the civilization, this tree of civilization has grown so big, its roots have to be grown. Otherwise, the whole civilization will be finished. And this is the knowledge of the roots. And that's why to know this knowledge, you have to become subtler, sukshma. This is only possible when the Kundalini rises and pierces through your fontanelle bone and makes you connected with the all-pervading power of God's love. So the first thing that you feel is collective consciousness, because everybody is the spirit. So you can feel another Atma, you can feel another Atma, you can feel another. You can feel their body, you can feel their mind, you can feel anything. This is the first quality you get, Samuhik Chetana, on your nervous system, on your central nervous system. Whatever you have got in your evolution is expressed on your central nervous system. Now see, for example, if you have a dog or a horse and you want to take him through a very dirty lane, it will go, it won't bother. But for a human being, it is very difficult. Because in our evolution, our central nervous system has developed this sense of smell, a sense of beauty. So this they have developed. And once they have developed, what happens? That now we human beings are definitely higher than animals in our evolution and in our subtler sensitivities. For a dog, it doesn't matter what you put here, how you decorate, what color you wear, nothing. To us, it is very important because our sensitivity has improved. It has improved because of our evolutionary process. We have become human beings. But in the human stage, we have one problem. And that problem is that we have developed two institutions in our head, and it's called as ego and superego. When you call the ego and the condition. These two institutions on our head cross over and calcify, and we become a closed personality. When the Kundalini rises, she passes through the Sagya Chakra, which is on the optic chiasma, and sucks in these two, opens the Sahasrara, and the Kundalini goes up. This is a living process. This is not that you can do. Supposing you want to sow a seed, you cannot pull out a primule, the ankura, and push it into the thing. You cannot make the seed sprout. It's a living process of a living God and of a living energy. Please understand, there's a big difference. So, this is working out spontaneously, the rising of the Kundalini. She is your mother. She moves very beautifully without troubling you. She knows her child very well. This is the chance she has to give realization to you. She has loved you all her life, all your lives, and she knows all about you, all your problems. Like a naughty boy you have been. Doesn't matter, she says, this is the chance to give them realization. It is she who comes up well, beautifully, works it out, pierces through. All this happens. But when she touches the Brahmarandra or pierces through the Brahmarandra, then the seat of Sadashiva is here. His reflection here, but the seat is here. These are the pithas in our head, 7 pithas. And the chakras are down here. So when she pierces through that, what we do is actually we have touched the feet of Sadashiva, and that's how in our heart the spirit enters into our attention. When the spirit enters into our attention, we become enlightened. Our attention is enlightened. And this attention is very alert and it knows everything. Sitting down here, you can find out about people what they are doing on the chakras. You will not discuss what clothes they are wearing, how much money they have in the bank, but they will see where are they on their chakras, what's the problem. Sitting here, you can cure them. Sitting here, you can help them. But they have to be one with this all-pervading power. That is important. If they are not, then it takes some time. So, first of all, you become nirvichar samadhi. And you start working out your collective consciousness by giving realizations to others. You become entitled to raise Kundalini. With your hands, you can raise Kundalini. You know, these people who are singing here, some of them have given realization to 1,000 people. And you can do it also. Because now you have the power. But the problem is, you have been given the throne, you have been made to sit on that. Now you have been also adorned with a beautiful mukuta, but still you don't want to believe you have become the king. Now how to make you believe? So the second point is self-confidence is very difficult. They cannot believe that they have got self-realization. And go ahead with it. Work it out. You have become your own guru. Go ahead with it. They cannot. They are afraid. But all these horrible cheats, they have no realization, they have no knowledge, nothing. They become the great gurus, have thousands of people behind them, make fool of them, make money and spoil their lives. While those who are Sajogis, who have all the knowledge, everything, still they are so humble. They are so simple. But they know about everyone. Anyone who comes there, they know, we know this one. They won't say, but they know, all of them, in their own science. They will tell, this is this. They know. Then collectively they will work for that person. You will not know what they are doing. And it will work out. So the second nature of the spirit, apart from that it is a collective being, it is an absolute being. We live in a relative world. This is good, this is bad, that is this is that. But it's an absolute being in the sense you put your hands towards a photograph. Immediately, if it is made by a realized soul, you will start getting the vibrations. Think of anyone. Was that a realized soul? Just put your hands. There are many people who don't believe in God, atheists, so-called, don't believe in God. I mean, it's most unscientific, but supposing they don't believe in God. They have to just ask, Mother, is there God? Finished. They get the vibration. All things can be proved. There is praman for everything, praman for all that is said so far. This is a very great thing that happens to you, that you get the praman out of your Chaitanya. Then this chitta, which is so attentive, which is so dynamic, which is so effective, also purifies you. It knows where is your problem, what chakra is cut. They tell you. Like, I was there in Delhi, they brought 3 boys. Mother, there are gas catching, somehow or other we cannot clear it. That means they are egoistical. They also said, yes, Mother, we are gas catching, we've got headaches. They are egoistical, but they didn't say they are egoistical. And they themselves are saying, yes, Mother, our agga is catching, please clear it out. So you are yourself saying, I am egoistical. Because that pains you, now that ego is paining you. So, mother, clear us out. We can't clear out this again. All right, come along, I'll clear it out. So you start judging yourself. You know about yourself what's wrong with you. My this nabi is catching, my that chakra is catching, my that chakra is catching. They all know about themselves and they know how to clarify and clear it out and work it out. So you cleanse yourself. But the greatest cleansing comes when you are collective. Many people take my photograph, mother, we do puja, we sit down, meditate. But still again I got this trouble. You have to be in the collective. That is a very important part of Sahaja. Because now, see, you don't have to go to Himalayas, not have to go and jump in the Ganges. You don't have to do any fasting. You don't have to say any japas, nothing. Only one thing, you be collective. Collective is the ocean of the attention of Almighty. Once you are in that collective, you get cleansed. Like my finger, supposing, is all right, but supposing a nail is cut out and thrown, it won't grow. Nobody will pay attention to it. So you have to come to the collective. There, ego comes in. There are people who are very big, rich, very well educated, politicians, big people. They find it difficult to come down to a humble place is a center. They want another palace to be created for them, otherwise how can we go there? Is mother's house. Even if your mother is humble, she doesn't have much money, all right, doesn't matter, it's my mother's house. And they don't come, and then they lose vibration. This is a very common failing, especially in India, not in the West, because they know what precious thing they have achieved. We have no idea as to what it is that we have achieved our Atma Sakshatkara. So, again, next year I come, mother, I have this problem, that problem. I've been meditating at home, all right. If you don't come to the collective, you cannot cleanse yourself. That's the only way in Sahaja Yoga. You can cleanse yourself and you can be above everything else. So when the Kundalini passes through your Agya Chakra, you become thoughtlessly aware. A thought rises and falls, another thought rises and falls. Some come from the past, some come from the future. But we are not in the present. If I say you be in the present, you cannot be. That's why Kundalini awakening is a happening which attracts your attention inside. Just like this sari of mine, is the Kundalini coming up. See now, it's spread out like that. But when she's coming up, she's pulling all the attention inside. And that's how your attention goes in. And when she pierces through, then there is a space in between the thought called as vilamba. This, of course, everybody knows perhaps. That increases, that is the present. So we have to be in the vartaman. We have to be in the present. Then we are thoughtless. Say the waves of water rising, falling. You are facing the water. But when you are in the water, you are afraid, frightened. When you have problems, you are frightened. But supposing somebody takes you out and puts you into a boat, then you sit. You can solve your problems. But supposing you know how to swim, you can jump down and save many others. So in 3 stages you move. So the growth only takes place when you are thoughtlessly aware, and that can be achieved in collectivity as well as in your meditation, for which you don't have to pay. Some people have an opening introduction lecture free, and then the second one is banking. Sahaja Yoga is not like that. All this nonsense is not in Sahaja Yoga, it's reality. Reality cannot be purchased. Actually, God doesn't know bank. He doesn't know money. He doesn't understand anything about money. He has not made money. This is your headache, not his. Of course, supposing I have to fly, I have to pay. It's all right. If I have to get a hall, I have to pay. But for the hall, not for God. For awakening, for enlightenment, you cannot charge any. Even for darshan, I am told people charge money. Imagine. For them, everything is money, 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 money. How can they rise to the level of spirit? And we are so simple, The bhaktas are so simple. All right, you want 5 rupees. I'll sell my ring, and you want this, I'll give you this. There was a guru in America who had, I think, 48 Rolls Royce or something. I had forgotten the counts. And he wanted one more. So he told his disciples that you should some or other get me one more Rolls Royce, then I'll come to England. So poor things were living on potatoes, starving themselves. So one of the Sahajogis said, what are you doing? Why does he want a Rolls Royce? What is his interest in Rolls Royce? He says, we are just giving him the metal, but he is giving us the spirit. Can you imagine? Metal can be exchanged for spirit. Must be some sort of a bhuta badha he must be putting on them. And that in English language is spirit. English language is very dangerous because spirit is wine, spirit is atma, and spirit is a bhoot. I don't know which spirit they mean. So, the relationship with God, if it has to establish, we have to become, first of all, the spirit. Then only this relation can be established. One may certify oneself, I am this, I am that. But it's no good. It is of no use. Because this human body is given to you. Imagine what this divine power must have done to make you a human being. How gently, carefully, beautifully you are made a human being. And now, why this human body you have got? What are we using it for? We must evaluate our human life. What is it for? Is it for just insurance, or I don't know what else they do, but is it for something that we become the light of the world? So this light of the spirit spreads in the attention, and the attention becomes dynamic, active, works out, is very alert and extremely punctual. Then this attention doesn't get bored at all. People don't know what is boredom is. Because this boredom comes when your attention becomes tired. But here the attention is full of light, so they don't know what is boredom is. The second thing that is the nature of spirit is that it tells you the truth, the absolute truth. Nothing but the truth. Anything that these Chaitanya Laharis tell you, when you are matured enough, not before that, when your connection is complete, otherwise halfway you are connected and halfway you are not, then no. But when you are mature, that is the stage of nirvikalpa. When you become that, then your attention is absolutely correct, your vibrations are correct, and the report is absolutely correct, and what information you get is 100% correct. So the truth about anyone. Now, say, you want to know about Sri Ganesh. We worship Sri Ganesh. Many people make fun of him. Even so-called intellectuals, you see, they don't know what to say, so they start saying nonsensical things about Sri Ganesha. It's the same. But you can ask whether is Gauri Putra is bestowed upon the Muladhara in ourselves? Of course. All those who are realized will get tremendous vibrations. And you too, if you have doubts. If you are worshipping Sri Ganesha, you ask this question. If you are worshipping Sri Vishnu, you ask that question. If you are worshipping Christ, you ask that question. If you are worshipping Shiva, you ask that question. What's wrong with us that without connection, we are calling Shiva, 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 Shiva. Is he in our pocket? How can you just call, is he our servant or what? But if you have realized, even taking once his name is sufficient. He acts. Because we are in his kingdom. In this kingdom of yours, in the Indian kingdom that is there, you may call anybody, nobody will come in any case. Question doesn't arise. And when you start calling God also without connection, it won't act. But if you are connected, then not only that deity will help, the one who is troubling you will be all right. Not only that, but whatever you want is done. It happens. All kinds of manorathas are fulfilled. So, whether we should call it enlightenment or fulfillment is your own choice. It's complete fulfillment of your own being. So the third nature of the spirit is that it is love. Because it is love, it gives you joy. But Nirvajya, this love doesn't want anything. It just gives such a soothing, beautiful feeling. People have stress after doing all kinds of nonsensical things. You will have stress, no doubt. But when the whole is made here, all your stress goes out. There's no more stress. We don't know what is stress is. People don't go to doctors. Even the doctors don't go to doctors. They come to me. I'm not a doctor, but they come to me. Surprising. This is meta-modern science. Meta-modern, above modern science. But do you know, we are, Indians, have this heritage of our own. We believe more in the English language, more in the English dress, more in the English knowledge, because we know English only. But those who know French will believe in French. Now the time has come that they should believe in us. Because we don't believe in our own country, we don't believe in our own culture, we don't believe in our own knowledge. This is nothing new, I am telling you. Sahaja Yoga is a very ancient thing. Nanaka Sahaja Samadhi Lago. Every saint has described. But we are doing this, that, all ritualism, karma kandis, this, that. This cannot give you the ultimate. Cannot. I am telling you, that's the truth. Spirit is what we have to be. That's the ultimate goal of our life. that all the rest of them fall in line. And that's what we have got from every scriptures, from every incarnation, from everywhere. Let us now just think that let us become the spirit, and then let us become a realized soul, a master. May God bless you all. Questions? They didn't give you the question. Some nice questions which I will answer before I give you realization. If you want to go out for 5 minutes, you can go, and then you can come back. In the meanwhile, there are questions. Should we focus our attention while meditating on the top of the head? Don't have to focus anything anywhere. You are not doing anything, it is the Kundalini which is coming. So you don't have to do it. Don't fight with your attention. It will just, she will manage. She knows her job. That's one point. Do the deities like Sri Ganesha, Mahavishnu, etc. have the forms as depicted in your scriptures? Of course. That are the deities. Or do they stand for some state of mystic consciousness pertaining to yogic centers? Of course they do. These deities are there. Ganesha is just like Ganesha. Of course, in color he differs from one to another, depends on. But his state of mystic consciousness is different from that of Vishnu, from that of Shiva. He does his job. Everybody is a perfect master of their jobs. But they are in the form, absolutely in the form as you know them, no doubt. What a blessing we have. I mean, imagine, I had to talk about Ganesha to these people who didn't know even the word G. Isn't it, doctor? They didn't know anything about it. And they have mastered Ganesha. Now ask them, they'll tell you all the chakras, everything. All this knowledge is here in this country of ours, all these beautiful jewels are here. When we are in the midst of people not familiar with Sajjava, can we mentally imagine the form of Reverend Mataji instead of keeping her photo in front? Of course, you can. This my photograph sometimes is used in very funny places. That should not be such. It's not a protocol. It should be used in a place where you are with people who are Sahaja or in your houses, homes, you shouldn't use them everywhere. Now this is a dangerous question. Does non-vegetarian food affect the sadhana? Is vegetarian food is preferable? Now if I say anything, you are going to be angry. But I'll tell you. In Sahaja Yoga, you are not supposed to eat any flesh of a bigger animal than yourself. If you are vegetarian, you could be vegetarian. If you are non-vegetarian, you can be non-vegetarian. But depends on what sort of a personality you are. Supposing you are a right-sided person, you better be vegetarians. But if you are left-sided, it's better to take to proteins. So we talk in proteins and carbohydrates. Take any kind of proteins. Now we Indians don't eat any proteins. Except for idli, I don't think we eat any proteins. That too we have rice in it. Proteins must be eaten by Indians, I am of that opinion, because we have become so weak. As it is, we are so frightened of income tax, this tax, that tax. Plus we are so weak, because we eat absolutely insipid food. So we should eat nourishing food, especially proteins in any form, but not the animal which is bigger than it. Like people eat horses, I don't know what else they eat, anything, elephant I think. For everyone, there is no prescription. According to your nature, you should eat. I mean, so many people don't do Sahaja Yoga when I say this. Just imagine. They miss their Atma Sakshatkara because of this. I mean, how did you become a vegetarian? Because your mother was a vegetarian. What else? From where did you learn vegetarianism? Supposing you were a Muslim, then you would have eaten somebody's heads also. So luckily you are born in a Hindu community, but we go too far with it. Morning till evening. I mean, this ritualism is so much in Madras also, that they told me, Mother, Sahaja Yoga can never work in Madras. I said, why? Because people are not at all Sahaja. In the morning they must get up at 4 o'clock, have their bath, go to the temple, come back. If one day they don't do it, then the whole day they are like mad people, thinking they have committed the greatest sin. This routine must be done. There is no routine in Sahaja Yoga. It's a living process. There is no routine in living process. Whenever the flower wants, it will flower. So why kill yourself with these rituals? This is our problem in the Hindu religion. Same with the Christians. I mean, everybody is competing. God has created this world for us to enjoy. I tell you, if you give up this, you will be very much absolutely relaxed. Forget it. At the most 5 minutes in the morning, Sahaja Yoga meditation, and 10 minutes in the evening before sleeping finished. For that we have a center, you go and see them, that's all. The rest God will do for you. Now this is a nice question. So what is the final realization in sadhana? How should one proceed in that direction after he feels the vibrations in his head and palms? Initially. That's good. That means you have felt it, Mr. Subramaniam, and I'm happy to know about this. But I would say that you have to come to our center and proceed with it. But we don't talk of the future. We talk of the present. Slowly you will be surprised how you are rising, how you are really getting all the powers in yourself. You yourself will realize, and you will be amazed. I mean, you will be surprised. Some people I've met after one year. I have a very good memory, but I could not recognize them. Now, this gentleman is here, and he's something personal problem. Poor thing. He went to this Navali of Hatha Yoga, and he's suffering. This Hatha Yoga is another funny stuff. If you read Patanjali, you will know it's Ashtanga Yoga. Out of this exercises, we bit of that is so important. Anybody can come and teach you Hatha Yoga. Unless and until he is a realized soul, he has no right to teach you anything. What I have said today is Niruchara Samadhi, Nirvikalpa, all is written there, and he calls all this all-pervading power as Ritambhara Pragya. Somebody teaches you something, finished. People are running like mad, jumping like mad. You become right-sided, then you get heart attacks. Now this gentleman has a problem, but I assure you, you will be all right. You take to Sahaja Yoga, it's very simple, it will give you balance, you will be all right. Then Hatha Yoga, then going Gayatri Mantra. You become more right-sided. Learn what is needed for you. For a person who is right-sided, you have to have bhakti. Those who are left-sided have to have this. You have to give balance to yourself. And it will really give you such a joy. Otherwise, if there is some Hatha Yogi, you better approach him with a barge pole. God knows when he will slap you, like Durvasa. It's very dangerous people. They don't know what is love is. They don't know what is mother is. There's no talk of love. Is self-awareness a prerequisite to practice on progress of realizing Kundalini Shakti? No. After realization, you become self-aware. Nothing is needed. Now, for example, people go on telling you have committed this sin. All right, pay so much money to me, and all your sins will be finished. I tell you, put him to the police. To me, nobody is a sinner. No, you are my child. Nobody is a sinner. You have committed no sins, no wrong, nothing. You were mistaking something. You went into darkness, or I can say that you were ignorant at the most. I don't like to call any human being as a sinner, except for they are Rakshasas. Of course, there are Rakshasas, then they are already branded. You don't have to say. They are already there. So this self-awareness is what you have to get. We are not self-aware. By doing it, we cannot. When we say, I have to be self-aware, I have to be self-aware, I have to go inside, what are we using? Our ego. It's a happening. When you achieve that state, not human state, but a state of a yogi, there at that state, you have self-awareness and you respect yourself. You have your self-esteem. But you don't show off, you don't become cheapish person. He says that, Mother, I have recently started meditating in the Sahaja way and I feel absolutely fresh and beautiful all the time. Though Mother would very humbly say that the energy is our own, I have never felt this energy before. Mother, so kindly let us know if we are relinked to the God or the main source, and that is the reason why we feel full of energy. Of course you are feeling because you are relinked, no doubt about it. But you don't feel any energy because you must be a very good man. When there is obstruction, then only you feel a little problem. Like a smooth landing, you don't feel. If you get a smooth landing in Sahaja Yoga, means you are a very nice person, very good man, righteous man. Just smoothly you land. There's no obstruction, nothing. You have no imbalances, you are in the center, no problem. But if you have problems, then the Kundalini little bit moves, comes down. And that's why you don't feel. Those who have problems do feel a little pain sometimes here. But if the Kundalini just rises up, know that you are righteous, you are good. Is the term God given to all unexplainable questions as an explanation? No, no, no. In Sahaja Yoga, everything is explained and can be proved, pramana. Has anyone seen, heard, felt or realized his ultimate control? Master, owner, decision maker. Of course, so many of them. Don't you know? There are so many. Does the final authority lives outside every man, or does it reside inside everyone? He is reflected in everyone. But the reflection cannot be the object. But the reflection can be equal to the object, depending on the reflector. If anyone has realized the ultimate truth, why did he die? These are big, big things he has asked. You see, I think the gentleman who is asking me this question, I would ask him, first of all, you get your realization. He's quite confused gentleman. You see, just now, what is God? What is death? What are you? Find out first. Who is asking this question? Huh? He's asking from our center. Oh my God. It's interesting, that he's asking from our center all these questions. That means he's too much thinking. He's wrong to say that God is in good. I think he's done too much reading. That's the problem. First you know the reality, my child, then all these questions will disappear. Nirvikalpa. I was talking about ideal good and all that. It's definitely true that man lives only once. It's wrong. Who told you that? He does. But if you believe in that, I cannot help it, but it's not so. And that to be good and to be righteous is not the end of your search. Dharma is the balance that gives you the balance. But balance for what? Dharma for what? We should ask the question. Why should we be dharmic? Why not be adharmic? Why not ask such a question? It's logical. Why do all this? Dharma, dharma, dharma. Because you have to rise. Say an aeroplane is not balanced, how will it rise? But supposing it is only balanced and never rises, what's the use of making an aeroplane? So you have to be dharma atit. You have to go beyond dharma. You have to go beyond gunas, guna atit, crossover. Then dharma becomes part and parcel of you. You don't have to tell yourself, don't do this, don't. No, you just don't do it. Try anything. I'll tell you my own example. You know, I have a double life. My husband is you must have known about him. He's a big boss of something. And I've lived with all that nonsense all my life. When he went to England, they asked him, why don't you have dancing with us? He said, because my wife doesn't dance, I don't want to dance. He puts everything on me. It's a very good way of escaping. So they said, no, bring her to London, she'll be all right. If you bring her to London, she'll start dancing. He said, you even take her to moon, she will not. So this is what. The dharma is innate. You just don't do it. Not because of conditioning or anything, but it is sahaj. Sahaj you. You just don't do it. No, I will not do that. You will never do wrong things because you will just not do it. So this has to go beyond dharma, means the dharma is part and parcel of gunatit. Means you are beyond gunas. You are neither right-sided, left-sided, central, but you are beyond. What is left, right, center? What is this? Why to hang like that? Better be above. That is what happens to you. So only there are righteous people. Many righteous people came and went away, had no effect on the public. What is needed is your emancipation, your ascent. That's what we have to achieve. Only the good, so-called good. And you cannot establish good, I tell you. Nobody likes to follow a good person. Like in Pune, they were saying everybody eats money. They never eat food. I said, really? So I told my husband, everybody eats money. He was in London. He said, you tell them my husband never took any bribe. So I told them, Baba, my husband never took any bribe. He said, why didn't he take? Who told him not to take? So, what happens is that normally people never follow a person who is good and righteous. Never. But they'll always follow a person who is a little bit like this. The reason is we are coming from animal stage. Easy to go back. But once you are realized, then it's difficult. Because once the flower becomes the fruit, it cannot become the flower. As simple as that. So I say, you come here, all right, very sweetly. and then get your realization. Then I'll talk to you. Then you yourself will say, now, these people who are singing here, some of them were terrible drug addicts. Terrible. They couldn't even see me. They said, we saw only lights coming out of you. We never saw you when they came. In comas. Overnight, finished. Alcoholics, overnight. I didn't tell them. I never tell don't drink, don't. I never use that word. Let the light of your spirit come in and you are there. I don't have to tell you anything. All habits will drop by yourself. Do you see the point? Because when the light comes in, the darkness has to run away. So righteousness is not sufficient enough. You have to go beyond that. Somebody has written about his friend who has a problem, who fallen down, had an accident. He should go and ask the Saj Yogis to help him. Nowadays I don't cure people because there's no need. I'm doing all other nonsensical things. The curing nowadays is done by Saj Yogis. There are so many other things I have to see to. So you call anyone, they'll be very helpful and they will do it. It's a good question. Is it possible to cure the suffering and poor with this Sahaja Yoga? Can we get rid of our poverty? We can. By all means. If you stop fasting, first. You want to fast? All right, God says, all right, go ahead. You will not get food. Finished. Your wish will be fulfilled. You want to become like a sannyasi? Want to wear torn clothes? All right, have poverty. You want poverty after all, you asked for it. Then you want sufferings, we must suffer. There are so many nonsensical things going on that you must suffer. Then you have suffer. All right. If you want that, you enjoy. You ask for prosperity, you will get it. After Kundalini awakening, you see the center there called as the Nabhi Chakra. And who is sitting there is Lakshmi Narayana. Once Lakshmi Narayana is awakened within you, how can you be poor? But also money has its own problems. You get wealth which is satisfying. But don't ask for poverty. Leave alone you. Now the Westerners have got a great desire for poverty. They wear pants, they said they are holy, means there are holes. Torn pants they wear. In England, imagine such a cold country wearing holy pants, getting varicose veins. And so many nonsensical suffering is going on there. So many. Such a long letter. Just write small one. So, that's going on. And that's how people ask for it. So there is recession in America, recession in England, recession in Spain, crawling into France. Have it. If you want to have poverty, have it. So the Lakshmiji is going to come this side, I think. Some sense is coming into our government and I am sure it will work out. Hope so. But you take to Sahaja Yoga and you'll be surprised. For example, in England, we have such a lot of unemployment, but not one Sahaja Yogi is unemployed. Not one. At least With this pralobhana at least, you will take to Sahaja to begin with. Mother's Sahaja Yoga is for health and joy only, or it is something more. Everything, totality. What do you want? You ask for it. Desire for it. Everything. He says it's not explained to him. You see, just now I'll give you realization, you will see how the chakras are opened out and all that. But later on, if you go to the center, you can know everything in 1 year, you will be all masters. But give some time to yourself, is the point. People are very busy these days. What are you doing? Some ladies told me they're very busy with kitty parties. Here are very few ladies. In Madras, all the ladies must be in the temple, sitting, cutting, shaving their heads. How many educated women also do it? I mean, why should we shave your head? God has lots of hair. You don't have to cut. All this nonsense. Women can be much more Shaktishali than men. But this conditioning of the women of India, God knows. All right, so now we are here, I might be even practicing. He's saying, I have been practicing pranayama for 4 years, I don't have teachers, dangerous, very dangerous. If you have no teacher, whether you have teacher or not, pranayama is very dangerous. If you have problem with your lungs or some specific reason, you see all these vyayamas were given for specific reason, for specific chakras. Now the kundalini is rising. Supposing she stops at your stomach, nabi, and you are doing pranayama, what's this? You should know where the kundalini is there. For example, today I was coming by car. Now, they stopped me at one point, then at second point. When the car started moving, then only I knew where it is going to stop. Beforehand, how can I do it? In the same way, when kundalini rises, use your brains. Then she stops at a point and you should know by what vyayama you can put it right. It's very scientific. We to use, but not like all the medicines from the medicine box taking, morning till evening. And that's why they say they develop problems, they do. Huh? You will, very soon. It's a very dangerous thing. You see, actually we are not only physical being. We don't live only on prana. What's that? I have seen people who practice pranayama. If they are married, thank God you are not married. They divorce their wives. Because there is no love. They are very dry people, extremely dry. No poetry in their life. Alright, you better start reading some nice poetry. Now he is saying, could you please tell what is right-sided and left-sided? It's quite a long subject. But if you go to Sahaja Yoga, they will tell you. Right-sided is physical and emotional energy. used for physical and mental work. Left-sided is the energy for emotions. Now, for example, he's doing pranayama. He's doing right, he'll become right-sided. Only if you do that. When the Kundalini is in the process of awakening, is one getting fear? No, not. She's your mother. She will bear all the problems. When you were born, your mother bore all the problems, all the labor pains. She didn't trouble you, did she? She, poor thing, suffered for it. And once you are born, she forgets everything. That's, my child is born, now finished. Whatever is over is over. That's what is Kundalini. Why should you have any fear? This is people who are telling you that Kundalini awakening is very dangerous and all that because they don't know anything about it. They don't want you to get your realization. What he says is true, that evil exists from time immemorial in spite of several incarnations and sins. It's correct. But there is a solution. So why not seek the solution to get out of evil? Once you are a realized soul, the evil will run away, not you. The time has come for all the evil to run away, to be destroyed, to be exposed, to be finished. It's you who can do it. Everything takes its own time, like the growth of a tree. Slowly, slowly, all these 6 chakras were worked out. Now the question of the 7th chakra is the Sahasrara, which is now worked out in Sahaja Yoga. So the picture is complete. Evil cannot destroy a Sahaja Yogi. They know it very well. Even the evil know that they cannot. If they see a Sahaja Yogi, they run away. So don't you worry. I think I've answered all your questions, most of them. Just one thing. I've been doing this for the last, how many years? 23 years, 21 years. Answering questions. I'm quite now clever. I can answer any question. That's true. But this is no guarantee for your awakening, I must tell you. It's a mental acrobat. So though I have answered your question, doesn't mean that I will raise your Kundalini or Kundalini will rise. That's a separate issue altogether. But I don't want you to have this mind suddenly shooting out and saying that you didn't ask this question so that you be tested. That's why I answer. Otherwise it makes no difference whether I answer or don't answer. It's something very different. Different area. So now, we are all prepared for our realization. Those who got yesterday also will get it more. As I have told you, those who do not want to have it, I cannot force on them. Cannot. I think all the Saj Yogis from the West have to go out. This time is there. Sorry. I know you want to sit down for meditation, but you will be getting much more chances than others because this time up, you have to pack up your things. All right. Look at them, they are singing Sanskrit and it's complete Aigiri Nandini, they sing so well. Just think of them. Can you imagine these people? How did they learn? These are Germans. Can you imagine? They don't call themselves Germans though. How could they do it? They didn't know this English, didn't know a word of Hindi. They lived here for 300 years, I don't know what they did. Huh? Even to tell them darwaza band kar, you have to say there was a banker. So badly. Look at them. All this is the Atma. How they appreciate your music and how they appreciate your kuchipudi dancing, how they surprising. Much more than you can. Because our music comes from Omkara. It will be proved Praman. We should be proud that we are Indians. Our culture is the highest culture in the whole world. We must respect our culture and preserve it. Ask them, they will show. They will tell you what they have found in Saj Yoga. Huh? This is moksha only. Of course. This is what moksha is. Moksha means where you rise above your physical, mental, emotional being. You are no more involved into it. That is the moksha. And by this non-involvement, all your physical, mental, emotional beings are solved. You become that. You become the Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. You become the Tattva. Aham Brahmasmi. You become the Brahma. It's all wrong. This is Brahma. But even when you become, you don't believe. Again I tell you. I don't know what happens. They don't believe that they are. All right. So a simple thing is to understand that it's a living process. It cannot be forced. It works by itself. But you all have fundamental right to get your self-realization. All of you. Whatever race you may be, whatever religion you may be, whatever country you may be, you are a human being and you all have this right. I would request you to take out your shoes and put your feet on this Mother Earth. Because she sucks in our problems. Both of them. Please take out your shoes, chappals. Take out, please. Language. He doesn't understand my language. Huh? Both the feet on the Mother Earth, away from each other. Now, during meditation, please don't move out. That's all. photographer, they should go now. They should. Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to go, please. I think you better go. You're going by plane? What is it? Thomas is on it? What do you say? All right. You are Sir Yogis, you can do anything. The train will wait for you. All right. So, they don't want to miss any moment. They understand the importance of every moment you can imagine. What you need is sincerity to yourself. Now you have to put your both feet away from each other and have a very pleasant feeling about yourself. Prasanna bhavet. Prasanna chit. Don't be angry with yourself, with anyone, just be prasanna. What a nice word we have in Sanskrit. Prasanna. Put both the feet away from each other, like this. And have a very nice feeling about yourself. Very pleasant feeling. First we'll tell you what chakras are to be touched and how to raise your kundalini yourself. But later on you don't have to worry. Later on it's very simple. He will show you how to raise your own kundalini. You have anything? Please try to loosen it. Please put the left hand towards me like this. Left hand towards me like this. That is for absorbing the energy or for expression of your desire, because left side is the power of desire and the right is the power of action. So put your left hand towards me like this. Expression of your desire to have your self-realization. Take your right hand on your heart. As I told you, in the heart is reflected the God Almighty as Spirit. If you become the Spirit, you become your own master. So now you take down your right hand, we are working only on the left hand side. On the left hand side of your abdomen, on the upper part, press it hard. This is the center of your master. Can you hear me now? So now, if you are the spirit, you become your own master. So you put your right hand, upper portion of your abdomen, on the left hand side, and this is the center of your mastery. Who is making the noise? Huh? They are able to hear me? No? No, it's quite loud. Don't you hear me? All right, thank you. Now, take down your hand in the low portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. This is the center of pure knowledge. That is what works on your nerves, on your central nervous system, is manifested by this center of Swadhisthana. Again, you raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. On the left hand side. Then again you will have to raise your hand on your heart. Then raise your hand in the corner of your neck and shoulder and turn your head to your right. This is the center you catch when you feel guilty. And you develop horrible diseases like spondylitis or maybe angina. So now please put your right hand on top of your forehead and bend your head. Here you have to forgive everyone. Without thinking about whom you are. Take back your right hand on the back side of your head. You see the agya, front agya and the back agya. If you know the optic lobe, press it on both the sides. This is just the center because you feel guilty. Ask forgiveness from the divine power. That's all. Push back your head. Now, stretch your hand fully and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, the dal, which was a soft bone in your child. Put down your head as far as possible. Now press it hard, push back your fingers. And press it hard and move your scalp. Slowly 7 times clockwise. Now, that's all we have to do. At the very outset, there are 3 conditions. First is that you all should feel fully confident that you are going to get your self-realization. That you are going to get your self-realization. Can you hear me now? Fully confident. Secondly, can you fix it? Second condition is that You should not feel guilty at all about anything. As Indians don't feel so much guilty as the Westerners. It's a good idea not to feel guilty. Don't listen to anybody who tells you this is wrong, you are like that, you are like that. Nothing of the kind. Nobody has business to judge you. So please don't feel guilty. Very important. And the third condition is that you have to forgive everyone. Many of you will say that's difficult, which is wrong. As I told you yesterday, whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. So, by not forgiving, only we play into wrong hands. So just without thinking about whom you have to forgive or whom you have to remember, try just to say, in general, I forgive everyone. You'll feel much lighter, just to say that. Because a myth. We are living with a myth. Can you hear me now? You can. Can you hear me that side? Back side, do you hear me? Now, you have to close your eyes. You can take out your spectacles because you should not open your eyes till I tell you. Please take out your spectacles. If there's anything tight on your neck or on your waist, please. If you have anything, what's the matter? If you have anything, I have to just go on to it. That's why just go. Anything on your neck or on your waist, something very tight, you can. If you have any tavis or anything, please remove it. It's not very good. Or some mala given by some guru or something, please remove it. Because you have not come here to enslave yourself to anyone, but to become absolutely free. So now we close our eyes, all of us. Please close your eyes. Put both the feet on the Mother Earth. Straight. Don't forget that. You have to put both the feet. Yes. Now, close your eyes fully. Don't open them. Now put the left hand towards me on your lap and right hand on your heart. Right hand on your heart. Now left hand open towards me. Open. Keep it open towards me. You can keep it in your, yeah. Now, in the heart resides the spirit. Ask me a question 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? It's a very fundamental question. Without any diffidence, please ask this question in your heart 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? That's a fact. You are the spirit. That's the truth about you. Now, take down your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Now be prasanna chitta. You should not be overly serious. There's nothing serious, you see. Must understand, you should be prasanna chitta. Forget your past. Now, here you have to ask another question 3 times. Mother, am I my own master Ask this question 3 times. Am I my own guru? The center is created by the Sadgurus for you to establish yourself. Now, take down your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. I cannot force pure knowledge on you. The rest is all avidya. This is vidya. Vidya, where it is vida, is knowledge. So you have to ask 6 times, Mother, please may I have pure knowledge. When you ask for pure knowledge, your Kundalini starts rising. And now we have to nourish our upper centers with our self-confidence. So now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And here with full confidence you have to say 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. Please say it with full confidence. Don't doubt yourself. You are your master. Please put your left hand towards me. Towards me. Many people are not having left hand towards me. I have already told you that the truth about you is that you are not this body, this mind, these emotions, these conditionings, this ego, but you are the pure spirit. So please now raise your right hand on your heart. And here, with full confidence, you have to say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the Shuddha Atma. Say it with full confidence. Now, raise a little bit properly. You see, it should not be very low also. Raise it properly. As if raising your heart. Raise it. This all-pervading power is the power of love. It's the ocean of knowledge, ocean of bliss and compassion. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness, and whatever you think you have done wrong can be easily dissolved in this great ocean. So please raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it backward. Here you have to say 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Say it 16 times, please. Mother, I am nirdosh. I am absolutely nirdosh. I have already told you that whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. It's a myth. But when you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. And torture yourself, while the person who has tortured you is quite happy. So now, raise your right hand on your forehead across and put down your head. Fully put down your head and here. You have to say from your heart, not how many times. If you don't say it, I cannot make your Kundalini pass through this constricted Agya Chakra. So please, all of you should say, Mother, I forgive everyone in general, not thinking about anyone in particular. Please. Now, take back your hand on the back side of your head. Push back your head as far as possible. Without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes, just for your satisfaction. You have to say, O Divine Power, please forgive me if I have done anything wrong. O Brahmacharya, please forgive me if I have done anything wrong, knowingly or unknowingly. This you have to say in your heart, not how many times. Now, stretch your right hand. Put the center of your palm of right hand on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Push back your fingers as far as possible. Put down your head as far as possible. Here again, I cannot force self-realization on you. So you have to ask for it. Move your scalp 7 times clockwise, saying, Mother, please give me my self-realization. 7 times, please. Don't move the hand so much as the scalp. Please press it hard. Push back your fingers. First is, unless you push back fingers, there won't be any pressure. Now take down your hands, please. Put both the hands towards me. Now watch me without thinking. Now put your right hand towards me and bend your head and see for yourself. Don't watch others, watch yourself. See if there's a cool breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. See if there's a cool breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. There might be a hot breeze also. If you have not forgiven specially, then the hot breeze might be there. So now you forgive. Now, take your left hand towards me like this. Again put down your head. Not on top, but away from it. Some people get it very far also. Try to see if there is a cool breeze or a hot breeze coming out of your head. On the fontanelle, not very far, backward or forward, but on the fontanelle, on the talu. All right? Again, put your right hand towards me. Bend your head, bend your head. That's it. Now, I have to tell you how to give yourself the kavach to protect yourself. It's very important. And how to raise your kundalini is very important, very simple. He will show you also. Put your left hand like this in front of you. And the right hand you have to move, the left hand goes straight. So you have to, I'll just show you first of all like this. It goes up onto your head and here you give it one knot. Now, again we start now properly. We start it from here. Now start moving your left hand upward. For fixing up your kundalini, put your hand up and give it one knot. Then again the second one. Give it the second knot. Third knot you have to give 3 times. Now again do it, please. One, 2, and 3. Done. Now the kavach. You have to take for your protection every morning. When you go out and before sleeping, you should put your attention here and sleep off. Put the left hand towards me like this. It is 3.5 coils. So how do you give kavach? Put left hand towards me, towards the photograph. Put the right hand like this. I'll show you first of all. Then raise it like this. Bring it down. This is half. Then again you take it back. This is 1. Again you take it up. Is again you take it back. Is 2. Again you take it like this. Again you bring it back is 3. And now you take it back only halfway, so 3.5 times. This is bandhan. Is the kavach. Kavach of protection. Also lots of things you learn how to use this power from your hand. Now all those who have felt cool or hot breeze in their hands or out of fontanelle bone area, please raise your both hands. All those who have felt, please raise both your hands. You have a little problem of liver, but it will work out. It doesn't matter. May God bless you all. May God bless you. So, Madras should become now Mother Ras. Means all the mother is finished. And achieve that state. May God bless you all. Again and again I tell you. be humble and come to the center. There are some very good Sahajogis in the center. They'll all tell you everything with very loving way. But please come and pay attention to yourself and know everything. Next year I will come again to Madras. May God bless you.